Hi everyone, welcome to Life Tips by Ning. In today's video, I'm sharing explanations for the 48th hexagram in I-Ching called the well. The reason it's called the well is because of the image of the hexagram. The external triagram is water and the internal triagram is wind. Wind not only has this meaning of the wood, one of the 5 elements, but also wind comes and goes, leaves and come. So it's have this wishy-washy opposite direction movement. So combining the two basic trigrams together, we form this image of a wood coming in and out of water. So that is the same image of the well. This hexagram is actually talking about what is the best approach to utilize resources. Because water is a type of resource, but it cannot just become drinkable water on its own. It relies on the user, the person who bring the water from underground up so that you can drink it and benefit from it. So the most common example of resources is money nowadays. Money itself is a very neutral object. It's not good or bad. It really depends on the person who uses it. So from a lowest level scenario, people say, oh, money is the root of all evil. That's wrong. It's not money, it's the user of that money is the root of all evil. If you misuse these precious resources, you can actually bring out the worst of greed and kind of an ugly side of human nature. And that is a classic case of what not to do when it comes to resources. And moving up a level, this is a more better outcome, saying that a person who's wise to utilize money or resources is those that when you have it in abundance, you're smart enough to not waste it all. You save it just in case for rainy days. So it's kind of connected to the Bazi series we talked about earlier, right? Everybody goes through the up and downs in life. There's no one single human being who will consistently have good fate throughout his or her whole life. So when we're going through the up peaks of that trend line, we need to be foreseeable of potential future downside. So when you have it in abundance, save it and preserve it so that you can give yourself enough backbone and backup down the road when you're experiencing a downturn. So it's about like being careful with your resources and be planful so that you can have better self-preservation. That's a more advanced level of how to use resources. But there's another level that's the ultimate supreme level of approach of using resources. Now that you can have yourself protected, how do you benefit and mutually benefit society and help other people? How do you expand these resources that multiple people, the more the better, can also tap into this advantage and benefit from it? That's the ultimate goal of how to use resources and talent. So that's the teaching of the well. It's about how do you kind of leverage external resources and at the same time build your internal resource like your moral standard and don't give up. Because the hexagram description, actually the ending phase is about when you use this ceramic bowl to grab water upwards, in the end you might run into the risk of this jar being broken at the very end stage of coming close to the opening of the well, and then everything got shattered, you lose. It's a very misfortunate stage. What does that really mean? It sounds very scary, but it doesn't mean when you land on this hexagram, your whole situation is hopeless, it's a bunch of bad energy. No, it's actually a cautionary statement. It's saying that when you do something, be persistent, stick it through, exercise the same level of caution in the beginning and in the end versus kind of let loose or become careless in the ending phase, because that type of mentality of lack of persistency might incur danger. it's a cry for caution to remind people with what not to do. But not necessarily, it's a conditional type of statement rather than, oh no, if I land on the well hexagram, it means I will incur misfortune. That's a very common misunderstanding. So going back to the hexagram meaning is all about how to use valuable resources and how to eventually get to your end goal. And looking at each line in this hexagram, it's a very progressive story to tell from the beginning of a muddy well, meaning that it's lack of attention. This valuable resources wasn't kind of got ignored, and people around it didn't take care of it, so it becomes unusable. It's a very muddy and a drinkable well. So it simplifies that you're in a very stagnant environment, you're lacking resources or don't know how to use it, and there's not much help. So you're kind of getting stuck in a hopeless situation. So that's the beginning phase. In that case, it's actually, if you land on something that's not favorable, the common advice is to do the opposite. Remind yourself to do the opposite. Why am I getting stuck in a muddy situation? What am I doing it's like a lot of self-reflection. What am I doing that caused this unfortunate situation, right? And what can I do the opposite way to leverage my resources more better, focus on my inner moral standard and keep on growing it. I know right now is not the right time to have high achievement, but I have the patience and I want to have a right beginning, go on the right path. Once you have this mindset shift, you can get yourself out of a muddy, stagnant situation soon. The second one is not, it's also a cautionary statement saying that this well is kind of lacking care as well, so it's leaking. The water is not steady. It only has a little bit left on the bottom. So all you can do is to farm some little fish or shrimp in there, but it's lacking the primary use of providing clear, cold water to humans. So it's saying that you're distracted by trivial things along the road and forget about your main focus. And that's very dangerous because it's easy to be distracted by the trivial, less important stuff because it takes less effort. But please don't fall into that trap. Be consistent, be persistent, and keep on hammering on your final goal. It's a reminder of don't fall for those trivial distractions along the way. The third line is saying that finally you go through this muddy and leaking well stage. With time, you already build a lot of strong character. You have a lot of talent. I wish the external environment will see it and tap into it. But unfortunately, nobody recognizes talent. It just sits there and becomes wasted. So it's simplifying that the opportunity hasn't come yet. Most people have this risk of giving up at this stage. It's like, I tried so hard and now I'm ready to leverage external resources and build a strong inner moral standard, but nobody cares, nobody recognizes. So the common risk is to give up and revert to your easy route, right? It's saying don't do that, stick with it. Just have more patience, the right time will come. Now the fourth one, this is building on the third one, right? Unfortunately, nobody recognized my talent, but I'm still sticking with it. I'm actually using this waiting time to use the bricks to build the inner of that well even stronger so that I can lay a stronger foundation to reduce the risk of this water being contaminated. It's saying that use this time to continue to self-improve and work on yourself. Even though there might be no immediate progress, don't give up. The right time will come. And now we move to the 5 and 6 one. That's when you start to shine. It's your reward from not giving up. Because the fifth line says, this well with this strong, newly refreshed interior, it will provide clean, cool, refreshing water to people. So it's saying this person with a high personal character will finally be seen by other people, and your value, your resources will benefit other people as well. So it's a very positive outcome, saying that your dream come true. Eventually, through this hardship and journey, you get to somewhere. And the ending line of this hexagram is even better. It's supreme fortune. It's saying that for this wall, you don't even have to cover it because the traffic is so heavy. People come and go, constantly tapping into these resources, so that by selflessly serving other people, you finally demonstrate the value of your own core existence. And that's why it's by doing this mutually beneficial relationship, you incur ultimate success. You showcase the best, this is supreme way of showing value of how to leverage resources by not giving up, by being persistent throughout this whole journey. So that's the explanation of the 48th hexagram. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'll see you next time. Bye.